What's your name?
Officer Cardinal.
Officer Cardinal, what's your name?
It's right there. Officer Cormier.
Okay, so I'm explaining to you that because of the way you guys don't want to listen, I've been trying to explain to you for 1 year and 4 months that there's a scammer in our house using tenant protection law, threatening us with a boss. And I have a restraining order against her, and she keeps threatening her. Restraining order means you get us help when she's threatening us. We're here because she's threatening us. Our lives are in danger, and we have restraining order against her. Are you hearing this? That's why we're here, taking refuge. We have restraining order against us since April last year. We've been begging for help, and because of the way you're just talking, you don't want to listen. I've been asking you to look at the previous places she stayed in Florida and New Jersey, the previous victims, because my investigator went and talked to them, and they're scared to talk because they were threatened just the way I was. Are you hearing me? She's been using tenant protection laws to stay in our house when she doesn't need a place to stay. She's there performing a scam. The scam is she stays with us because the law allows her to do so. And she's been staying for 1 year, 4 months doing gaslighting. You don't know what gaslighting is. It's torture, psychological torture, but it's not against the law. That's why she uses it. Can you look at me and listen? She's been torturing us for 1 year and 4 months. She killed my girlfriend's dog while I had restraining order against her, while the officer had the restraining order in his hands and was refusing to look at it. And the supervisor came and said it was a mistake. The restraining order is valid. It happened June 14th. But even still, she's there. She's been there for 1 year, 4 months. Her method is stay there and keep recording stuff and documenting stuff to get evidence to sue, to threaten to blackmail. And people say, well, that's not against the law. She's been doing this for 1 year, 4 months. Our lives are in danger, and we have restraining order against her. We've had it since April of 2021. She goes from victim to victim to victim. She has wounds all over her body that she displays on her Instagram, on her Facebook. She can't get help because if she gets help, the doctor has mandated report that she's a criminal. She got those wounds doing criminal acts that she's doing to us. So she doesn't get help. I've been asking for help from all over the place. They said, we can't help her because she's not asking for help. The reason she's not asking for help is because if she asks for help, she'll get into prison because she got those wounds on her body and on emotionally because she does them doing what she's doing now, hurting people, torturing them in a way that the law doesn't recognize as a crime. That's her expertise. You understand? And because you don't want to hear, because the only way you function is as if there's a crime today, then we can arrest her. Nothing else we can do. Because you're blind, because you're deaf, you don't want to hear it. But there's people that's still being blackmailed, still being taken advantage of. If you would just look in the past victims, the last places that she stayed, she has 14 arrests on the record, prostitution, drugs, crossing property, stealing, but you don't want to hear it. You just say, did she do a crime today? Otherwise we can't help. And that's how she's been able to go for all her life performing this scam. If you would just look at her record, look at the past places she stayed and see what she's done. That's all it takes. And find out the wounds she has on her that she displays. How did she get them? Who did that to her? Was it a BDSM kind of a thing? Or was it somebody she drove crazy? and beat her up. And the wounds, you can tell she didn't get hospital help for it. Ask her why she got those wounds. Who did it for her? She's blackmailing somebody who caused her that wounds because she drove her crazy. That's the technique. She'll drive somebody crazy through an entire year, in 4 months, a long time. You not want to hear it. Did you hear everything I said? I told you the girl, I have restraining order against her, and I'm here because I'm threatened. My life is threatened. Do you hear that? I have restraining order I've had against someone since April.
Is she in the back of the car? Can you take a look?
Ma, how do you hear?
She's in the car. That was next door. We heard that from next door.
Please, somebody in the bedroom. Stuff out of the bedroom and get my dog.
Okay.
Does that mean you guys are leaving?
Are you hearing me? We're here because our lives are threatened from somebody I have restraining order against. Are you hearing me? We're here because our lives are threatened from somebody who I have a restraining order against. Hello? We're here because our lives are threatened because of somebody who we have a restraining order against, who's been in our house for 1 year and 4 months. Are you hearing me?
So you guys gonna leave tonight?
We're here because our lives are threatened. Somebody, we have a restraining, Justine Taylor, we have a restraining order against her, and we're threatened. Do you not hear me? Can you repeat what I said? We're here because our lives are, that's not a police matter. We have restraining order against somebody, and she's threatened our lives. That's why we're here. Look, I want to try it with you. We have a restraining order against Justine Taylor. We're here because she threatened our life.
Sir, please go over here. Grab the dog.
We're here because our lives are threatened. Because against someone who has restraining order against her. She's threatened us. Dude, if I have restraining order against someone and she's threatened me, you don't want to hear it?
I'm done talking to you.
Is it you don't believe me?
You don't listen.
What is it I'm not listening?
Everything you're saying has nothing to do with tonight.
We're here tonight because we're threatened.
Tonight
by...
you have to go somewhere. Your mom doesn't want you here.
Hello. Look, life